Welcome, students. Welcome to our English class once again. So, in the last class, we discussed on the concept what is that wit and humor. So, what is wit and what is humor? I clearly explained in the last class. So, once again, let us make a small recapitulation about it. So, what is wit? Wit is nothing but the ability of using the words and in a spontaneous way, in a trickish way, so that that will create or generate a kind of humor among the public. And what is humor? Humor is the quality or the ability of generating fun among the people. So by seeing a comic scene or by reading a comic book or by seeing something. So suppose if you see somebody falling on the ground, or if you see something or ugly or something before you, so automatically the fun is generated within us. So this quality is called humor. So in this humor, wit and humor part, so two lessons are integrated together, joined together, and given to us. So what is that? It is nothing but the second unit, first lesson, Dear Departed. Dear Departed. So this Dear Departed is given in two ways, in two parts. And first part deal with some part of the lesson, and in the second part we see the conclusion and end of the lesson. So what is this Dear Departed? So what is the title? What is the significance of this title? Importance of this title? So here the title is very important. The writer very carefully and very skillfully he kept this title for us. So what do you mean by Dear Departed? So actually what is the meaning of dear here? So dear means a lovable one whom we love very much. We call them as dear. Oh, my dear friend, my dear parents. So your parents are your dearest one, and you are your parents' dearest one. You love your parents like anything. In the same way, your parents also give everything for you. So this is what we see in the title Dear. Dear means a lovable one. So who is a lovable person? So in movies we see the title or the concept of love shown in a depicted in a different manner. So if you see the title, generally they use the word for a particular reason. So love means students they think in a particular way, but that is not the real love. So real love is entirely different from what we think and what we imagine. A real love, a soldier is loving his country, and we all are loving our country, and we all are loving our parents, and parents are also loving us. So, what do they do for us? So, really, a soldier is sacrificing his life for his nation, and your parents are also sacrificing their lives for your development, for your future. So they don't know what they eat and how they spend their money. Immediately when you ask them to pay the school fees, they don't know from where they get that money. Simply they pay it for you. Mommy, I want so and so. Mommy, I want this one. Daddy, I want that one. So they are not saying no to your wishes, and as far as possible, they are trying to fulfill your wish. Am I right? So you to know whether it is right or not. So what is the secret behind it? There is no secret. It is love on you. And the same way, so some students are interested in studies. So for the study purpose, they even sacrifices their entire entertainment. They forego their games, they forego their happiness, they even forego their friends in order to secure some good marks or best rank in their competitive exams. Here, what we see in them, simply they are foregoing their entertainments. So if you love something, so love requires sacrifice. So if you are ready to sacrifice something for the sake of others, that we call as real love. So then only you call it as a love. Otherwise, you don't call it as a love. It will be a selfish love, or it is a selfish deed. So in movies, we are seeing that kind of love, but not the real love. So of course, in some movies, they are really depicting the concept of love in a reasonable manner. Infatuation or something, we have to use some other word for it, but if you call it as a love, it should be in a selfless it should not be in a selfish manner, but it should be in a selfless manner. So that should give some sacrifice to others, to our lovable one. Then now come to the next part of the topic, that is departed. So what is the actual meaning of departed? Departed means to leave, to get separate, apart from others. So when two things are separated from each other, that thing we call it as departed. Suppose in engineering, sorry, if next year you join in intermediate, so you may get a seat in a wonderful college which may be away from Rajmahendravaram, from your local town. So at that time, you should compulsorily leave your parents, and your parents should also leave you at that time. So both of you feel very, very sad at that time. But what can you do at that time? It's compulsory. So for your bright future, compulsorily you should go to that place and get some proper education. So at that time, if you see your parents' feelings, so you can't bear them. And in the same way, you too feel very sad at the time of getting departed. So this is the one way of meaning. So there is another meaning for this word departed. So we even use this meaning in the sense of death. Suppose a lovable person is dead, or if a person whom do you love is separated from this world in the form of death. So how do others feel at that time? So it's unbearable, and we can't accept it at all. So some people even they want to live their lives. So as recently I have studied in the newspaper, but when the mother heard about the death of her son, immediately after listening to that news here, she collapsed and lost her life. So this is what we see in love. So when you see love, we see sacrifice. So both these words and both these terms are attached with each other. So we can't separate them. So where do you find love? There you find some attachments, relations. And this relation cannot be separated from each other. So it should be fixed like Fevicol gum or something. But so this word dear is immediately placed after the word departed. So that shows the sense of the writer. That shows the trick of the writer. So if you understand the concept of dear departed title itself, you can understand what the writer is going to tell the audience. So we can understand. So when he placed dear after right after departed means, or sorry, what you say, when he placed dear immediately after departed means, we should understand that he is going to separate two things or separate two persons from each other. So what is that? So before going to enter the theme, first of all we should understand why and what is dear to the person. So if you see the modern man, or if you compare the life of a modern man with that of a ancient person, we find a lot of differences. So how the modern man is living? So the modern man is entirely attached to the technological development. So technology, the modern man is being dominated by the technology. So how? For example, if you see a small house where wife, husband and two children. So if you see that house and each person is having a mobile, and if you go to their house, you see father sitting in one corner, mother sitting in the kitchen room, and the children sitting in separate rooms, and each one of them will be seen playing with the cell phones. They don't talk with each other. They don't share their happiness or even sad things with each other. Simply they go on engaging themselves with the cell phone. So here what is happening? A small technology is dominating the life of a person. In the same way, if you compare the same thing with that of the ancient or other previous age people, so they used to sit together, they used to eat together, they used to share together, and they used to happily enjoy their life with whatever they have. So today we see the millennials. Are the millennials happy? We see some poor people. So the poor person is not happy, and even the millionaire is also not happy in the present world. What is there? Because we are not satisfied with our lives. So we want something, we want something, we want something. We want everything in this world. So how can it be possible? Can you become a rich person within one night? No. So by seeing the rich people, the poor people are getting what we say, developing jealousy. So modern man's life is full of some evil concepts or evil wishes. So what kind of development we see, or what kind of mentality is developing in the modern man? If you see, we see lust. Lust means it is nothing but desires. So not the good desires. So we see some bad desires in them. So that is called lust, angriness, rage. So we every time we find angriness on others. So in the what is the reason for the first and second world war? It is the result of aggressiveness, or it is the result of rage among between one country to between one country to another country. We also find envy, we also find jealousy, and we also find a little bit of bias, greediness. So all these mentalities are developing in the modern man. Of course, modern man is a highly developed person. So when compared with the past, so we are technologically developed, and we are also developed in a we are acquiring lot of knowledge in our life. So this knowledge is not helping us, and this technology is not helping us, and still we find some dissatisfied persons in this world. But whereas in the past we find only out of 100 we find 99% people satisfied with the life. But one or two persons may not be satisfied in their lives, but we find some contentment in their lives. So what's the difference means? Satisfy with what you have. This is the main concept. We all should satisfy with all what you have. So underline this word. So if you don't have satisfaction, of course, the satisfaction should not be there in terms of money, in terms of wealth, property, but we should not have satisfaction in terms of knowledge. So you may take consider this thing also in case of your studies, but in case of acquiring the knowledge you should not have any satisfaction. So you should go on acquiring some knowledge, and you should go on helping the mankind after coming to higher levels. So your knowledge, your wealth, and your abilities should be useful to this society. So at that time you no need to satisfy with your you no need to satisfy with your efforts. But in terms of property, in terms of acquiring wealth, so you can also acquire wealth. But in the last class, we learned about Narayana Murthy, how Narayana Murthy acquired wealth without cheating anyone, in a rightful way, in a virtuous manner. He acquired wealth. So, like that, also, you all can acquire wealth, but not in cheating others, not in deceiving others, not in a greedy way, not in developing jealousy on others, or not showing bias on others. So these qualities are entirely different. These qualities should be kept away from our life. Never try to hug them, never try to embrace them, or never try to develop these ugly qualities or evil qualities. So these qualities, modern man is acquiring only these qualities and putting aside all the important and useful qualities in our life. So this is the most embarrassing thing in our life. So we should put away from all these things. So that's what we are going to learn in this concept, the dear departed. So one thing I want to say, the title, how important the title is. So dear departed. So if you see the title itself, dear, who is the dearest one? So if you say, so he is my dearest one and she is my dearest one, like that we choose some persons in our life. So just how we are choosing some friends in our life, in the same way, we are also choosing some dearest persons in our life. And at the same time, we are putting aside some of our dearest persons in our life. So one important thing is, all those who are dear in your life may not be really dear in your life. So whom you think as dear may not be really dear in your life. For example, I will tell you. So you have two friends. So one is a very nice person, the other person is also a very nice person. That's why you are making friendship with him. So one person will always ask you to, sir, come on, sit before books. Come on, read this lesson. Sir, let us go to movie. No, 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 we should not go to movies. Our aim is to get first rank. So my dear friend, come on, sit before books. Concentrate on your studies. So like that, one person, one of your friends will force you to sit before the books. So you have another friend also. That fellow will always encourage you to go to the movie. Let us go to the movie. So tomorrow we have exams. Who will bother about the exams? So the exams are coming and going. Will this movie come again? No, 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 no. So we should go to the movie first. We should enjoy our lives. So we should entertain our lives. So entertainment, happiness, all these things are important. Education. So even after 50, 60 years also we can educate ourselves. So that's why education is not important. One person is uh, saying like this and the other person is saying like this. Whose words do you listen first? Very good. So we listen to the second person's words more than the first person's words, because his words are very good to us. So they are very sweet and we want to follow them. So after listening to some time, so you too feel real that his words are very good. So will Rajamouli or other directors take these movies for me? So if I get absent for the exams, the next time I can write the same exam. So it is good. It is better to follow his words. Like that, we too get tempted. So temptation. So that is the worst friend in our life. The same concept we learn in the second lesson also. The I will do it lesson also. You are your best friend and you are your worst enemy also. So who are those friends? These friends are not separately designed by God. So these two friends are within you. So one you may call one friend as a good friend, so other friend as a bad friend, or good enemy, or good angel, or bad devil. So both these good and bad are within us. So if you start listening to the bad enemies or worst friend, so that fellow will or that fellow will ruin your life like anything. And if you start listening to the good friends' words, in the beginning you may feel bored to listen them. So who will read these lessons? So who will work hard? So can't I get money from somewhere else without any hard work? Oh God, give me money. So this is not going to happen. If you start listening to the good words of your good friend, so that will be very, very helpful to your life in future. But we never listen to their words. We always want to get something very easily. So here, dear ones. So here in this sense, we can say that the dear ones whom you think as dear may not be the real dear friends. Here, if you take the bad friend as your real or dear friend, this bad friend is not your real friend. Who is your real friend? The good friend who is giving some good ideas and good suggestions to you. In the same way, in our life, we see our parents giving some good suggestions to us. Always they stand behind us. Always they are ready to do something in our life, but we never listen to their words. So after attending, so you all are good children, I know. So I have some confidence on my students. But we are talking about some other students who are not listening to their parents' words. Of course, even you may also not listen to your words, to your parents' words after attaining certain age. So now you all may be 15 years old. So after attaining 2, 3 years old, then the present age, so then you start talking against your present words. After attaining 18 or 17 years, when you enter intermediates and degree level, so then you feel as if you are all heroes. Hey, who are you, my mother? Who are you, father? You don't know anything. My friend knows everything. So he told me to dress up like this. But always your parents be with you and say, hey, don't dress up like that. Don't be like that. Don't do like that. They give some suggestions in the form of warnings. But we never like to listen their words because of some age gap or generation gap. But they are our well wishers and they are our dear ones. Okay. So there is a beautiful poem in Telugu also written by Vamana. తడుకు బెళుకు రాళ్ళు తట్టెడేలా నిక్కమైన మంచి నీలమొక్కటి చాలు తళుకు బెళుకు రాళ్ళు తట్టెడేలా. వాట్ ఈస్ ద యూజ్ ఆఫ్ హ్యావింగ్ దీస్ మెనీ యూస్లెస్ స్టోన్స్? వన్ నీలమణి. నీలమణి మీన్స్ a diamond, blue carbuncle or blue diamond. That diamond is enough for you to develop. In the same way, so one good word from your good friend or from your dear one is enough to flourish in your life, to make your life colorful. But let us listen to their words. Let us not put them away from our life. So this is the concept of dear one who are getting separated from our lives. And in this concept, in this lesson, the title itself is presented in a irony. So yesterday also I think I told about the concept of irony. So just how we have alankaralu in Telugu, in the same way we too have some figures of speech in English. So just upama alankaramu, it is known as simile. Simile means it is just comparisons between two things. We compare two different things with in this simile part. And next one is we also call hyperbole, like that, simile, like that. We have irony is also one of the figures of speech in English. So what is this irony? Irony is nothing but the outer meaning will be entirely different from the inner meaning. So when you say dear, so in Telugu also we have one saying, he is Satya Harishchandra. Simply by seeing one person, we call him as Satya Harishchandra. Do you know he is Satya Harishchandra? Huh, really? Is he Satya Harishchandra? So you may feel like that or think like that by listening to the word Satya Harishchandra. But there is some different meaning in it. So it means that always this fellow is saying lies. This fellow's life is full of lies itself. So that is the internal meaning. So you can understand the internal meaning when you understand the situation. So this is also a wonderful part of this lesson. The title itself is kept very trickishly and in a different manner. So right from the title itself, we should learn about the concept of this lesson. And next, one more thing is the characters. The title itself is Dear Departed. Here we don't know whether the writer used the title as a departed in the sense of death or in the sense of separation. So until we enter the title or until we enter the real lesson, so until then it is a secret for all of us. I am not going to reveal anything now. So we are going to learn the lesson in the second part in detail. So until then it is secret even for you and even for me also. So today my part is only to express and explain about the concept of the lesson. This is only the titles. Okay. So dear departed means it is an irony and which is used in a sarcastic manner. Sarcastic manner means in Telugu we say it is as a Vengyamu. Vengyamu. In newspapers we see the cartoons, and these cartoons are also drawn in a sarcastic manner. So we find some criticism behind the cartoon. So outside we may see some figures and they are describing something. But if you understand the background, if you understand the history, so then you understand the real sarcasm and also real irony behind the movie or behind the picture. So in this way, the title Dear Departed is very important, and tomorrow we are going to enter the concept, and it is a play. It is not a lesson. It is a play. So what is a play means? Play can also be called as a drama, but it is a small play. It is also called as a one act play. One act play. Well, what do you mean by one act play? So within one go, the drama should be completed. Whereas if you say it as a drama, it may continue for hours together, or in some cases it may continue even for days together. In olden days they used to play like that. They used to play the Shakespearean dramas in that way. So just how we are seeing the serials, in those days the people used to go to the theaters for seeing the dramas which were used to play some days together. But it is not like that. It is a small play which we call it as a one act play. So in tomorrow's class we are going to learn the characteristics of one act play. So now I'm not going to say anything. So in tomorrow's class, I'm going to say the characteristics of one act play and also the characters which we come across in the drama of Dear Departed. So until then, you understand the concept of the title Dear Departed, and also by observing the old movies, you try to recapitulate the meaning of the title, the theme, wit and humor, and wait for the next show. And tomorrow onwards, it's going to be an interesting thing, and you are going to hold your stomach and uh, unable to control your laugh by listening to the lessons. So until then, you stay at home and be happy and enjoy your life at your houses with your family members. So thank you for your patient listening. Have a nice day.